Hey guys, Flavien here, dedicated buyer for ATL JDM in Japan, and we're with a 1996 Toyota RAV4. So this is a base model 4-wheel drive, 2-door, as you can see, especially looking at it on the side. It really looks like it's compressed, like really like just you just be more used to see them in 4 doors than in 2. And with fairly low mileage, as it only has around like an 87,000 kilometers, something like that. So maybe about like 50,000 miles, something like that, I guess. So around 50,000 miles. So let's go take a little walk around this one, and we will see that it is in like pretty damn good condition. It does not need anything other than a little bit of paint the bonnet and on the roof, and really that's pretty much it. We have a little impact here with a little scrape on the bumper also. Really it's barely anything. It does have those little like fairly useless, I would say, bull bars, little bit of paint fade right here, but like as soon as you move toward the back, suddenly the paint becomes a lot better. Fairly rare thing here, the plastics are not dried out. Normally they are all the time in pretty terrible condition. Not the case at all on this one. It's fairly fun to see that, like it's almost like the same kind of really just plastic everywhere. Very, very 90s Toyota, but cheap cost of productions. Well, there you go. Here you see that's normally what the bumper should look like on those. I'm not sure why this one looks like this. Well, this one does not. That's a bit weird. But normally, like yeah, the plastic to look very, very bad all the time. But not the case here. You can see that the wheel does have some scratches and stuff. Scratches inside the wheel, which is pretty weird also. Mirrors never been impacted. Usually narrow streets, Japan, and they tend to just have scratches and scrapes like that being hit on the side. But when you see like where it's located compared to the, like if you hit the mirror here, usually you're really also really close from hitting your door. So other than that, not much else to tell you. You can see the underside. Very good clean condition. We can take a look a little bit at the interior. Let me just drop the camera bag. Got the history, mileage history, so you can see that last 2019 it had 75,000, 82,000 in 2021. So whoever bought it last, like I did drive it more, certainly more than the original owner. Up, really clean roof liner, and overall very decent interior. Those seats are very solid. They do not shrink, they do not like get bad over time as much as other JDM car manufacturers. You can see the same thing as the driver's side. Here, aftermarket, that's a Carrozzeria or something. No, Kenwood radio. Little cup holder right there, and another cup holder here. Also not too common with Japanese cars. Rear seats are in good condition. Let's go check the other side. Oops, just kick the insurance papers. Up. Here you can see that the foam is still in good condition. More cup holder here, one more cup holder there. How, that's honestly, like, I know it does sound stupid for any Americans, but they're not common. They don't usually put that many cup holders in Japanese cars. Also, do not expect to fit your big gulp or whatever you're drinking. That's American sized in there. That's just like put a can in there. That's it. Nothing too big. So concerning this car, timing belt was done just recently, along with radiator cap. Coolant was changed also, January 2023. A bunch of little maintenance was done to it. I'm forgetting which. Trying to think. Another timing belt was done. What else was it? Yeah, spark plugs were done also. Forgot. You can see the timing belt stickers. January 27. Yeah, I do forget. So accessory belt also replaced. You can see it is brand spanking new. Basically all the basic maintenance was done. The battery was done too. Usually if they do the battery they will put a sticker. No, they did not do the battery. The battery is over there. You can see when it was last changed. But yeah, not much else to add. Let me just start the car for you. Up. It sounds exactly like you would expect a Toyota to sound. Which means like not super interesting. Yep, not exactly super exciting to listen to, but it does the job and work. So RAV4 are full-time four-wheel drive, not selectable. This one does not have any like cool off-roading options, just a basic four-wheel drive version. But overall, in really good condition for that. And with all the maintenance done, this one is going to be like a pretty decent deal to whoever buys it. GoPro already mounted. I did charge it. If you watched the Jimny video I did earlier, like I just like didn't have any battery on my GoPro. I do now. And yeah, not much else to add. Just very nice and clean. Alright, let's go for a little test drive. Alright, so the car is already running. Let's go. No clunking noise, nothing were much more precise than the Jimnys that I drove earlier. Jimnys are much more rugged cars. Specifically designed for off-road. These ones are more like little SUVs, not really, even though they can, not really built for off-roading or anything like that, which also means that they've been built to be a bit more, yeah, feel more like a normal car. Power steering, precise steering, suspensions that aren't like too suspensions that aren't too hard, too stiff. I generally do enjoy driving RAV4s. They do exist also in manual, and they do go for quite a bit of a premium when they're in manual. But yeah, totally worth it. Nonetheless, automatic ones are really good overall. Oh yes, this one also had gearbox flushed, which means it's smooth shifting. Very smooth shifter. Like you can't really like, you have to keep in mind, like sometimes like those 90s gearboxes, they do feel a bit like rough on shift and stuff like that. Just flush it, just flush the gearbox, and you will see. Instant. You will feel the difference. Hop. Oh putain. They do like talking machines there. Very Japanese thing. But yeah, no, any 90s gearbox, automatic gearbox, just a quick flush and it's back to, it's like seamless shifts. Can't feel anything. Like just a quick shift, just a quick flush, and it does marvel on those 90s gearbox, Japanese seriously, the whole thing just like suddenly brand new again. It reminds me of a friend who just bought like a few months ago Honda Step Wagon, and it was just like, yeah, the whole thing is nice, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't shift well. It just seems a bit stuck. It just I'm like, dude, just flush it, you'll see. It's gonna be brand new. And it did. And yeah, it definitely was. It was actually like genuinely surprised. It does take a little bit of driving after you flush it, especially with Hondas. Not so much with those Toyotas, like you flush it and right away you feel a huge improvement. Hondas will take a bit more time, but either way, yes, do flush your gearboxes. It does marvel. Anyway, that you won't have to do it on this one because it is already done. Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about. How does this work? Ooh, fancy. I don't know if you can see it actually. Just flips off, flips down, flips sideways toward you. I know, just to welcome the city opener. It is pretty cold outside and nice and toasty here. I really like RAV4s. Really like RAV4s. I have bought a few over the years, and always been like really pleased with them. Like the engine is bulletproof. Like the whole car feels always really good. Only few issues I had was the tank straps are like weak and can break, and yeah, sometimes suspensions need to be changed and stuff like that. But in basic use, it's like they usually don't suffer too much rust, except on the rear gate. Sometimes it needs to be repaired a little bit, but yeah, other than the paint, tank straps and things like that, really little detail, like they are really solid cars. But we are in traffic again, so I don't think I will have much to add. I'm trying to save some battery also, 14%, so I will have to stop here. And well, yeah, if you have any question, just let us know in the comment. And ta-da! I don't know if that's like wheeler dealers. Just finished. Ta-da! So bye bye. Cheers, guys.